Okily dokily neighborinos, it's that time again. The time where I sit down and talk about stupid Hedgehog information, or more accurately, useless Sonic the Hedgehog facts. This is the second episode of our second season, and I've got a bunch of dumb stuff to talk about as per usual. And at this point, I don't really have much to say in these intros for these, so let's just hop right in. But first, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, Bai. Bai is a Japanese proxy service which allows you to buy basically anything you could ever want from the collecting heaven, Japan. It's super simple. You buy anything through their site from pretty much any of the big online Japanese retailers, whether it be Mercari Japan, Rakuten, Yahoo Japan Auctions, and Soap Sonic, anyone? And they receive it in one of their warehouses from the seller, where it's then promptly shipped to you, no matter your location. Since, yeah, they ship worldwide, the Chads. I've actually used their service before in the past, and it was super simple and quick, and it let me buy from Mercari Japan and let me get this super cool Sonic 25th Anniversary Sweets Paradise sticker, as well as this Sega Fest 2019 button, which you of course had to be in Japan to get. If you use Bai, you can be just like me! And Bai is giving you guys a 2,000 yen first time purchase coupon for those who sign up using the link in the description, which according to Microsoft Bing is about $14 off your first purchase, so there's really no reason not to click it. So what are you waiting for? Use Bai today and become the immortal collector you were always destined to be. But anyways, thanks to Bai for sponsoring today's video, and back to Plastic Hedgehogs.
There's so much porn!
Did you know that Sonic canonically supports our nation's great troops? Well, in September 2022, Effingham Magazine, a local magazine for the county of Effingham, Georgia, had a whole issue with the cover drawn by Tracy Yardley, and a full-on interview with him. He was given an entire 4-page write-up about his life and work, centering mainly around Sonic. It's pretty interesting, and it talks a lot about him first getting into Archie back in 2006. And I love the page layout, it's really cool. But going back to that cover, it's just pretty nutty. You got Sonic running towards you while he salutes to America, with an ambulance, fire truck, helicopter, and fighter jets in the back with the American flag in the sky. Since the issue is meant to honor the veterans and first responders in Effingham, I don't know about you, but I would never hire an ambulance driver that's currently jumping 5 feet off the ground, the hell. But one question me, and I'm sure you guys have too, is this official? Well, no, I asked Tracy Yardley on Twitter, and he told me that Sega really wouldn't care, and they had zero involvement and weren't even told about this really, which, fair enough. My blood bleeds red, white, and blue!
Can I get a chicken margarita style?
So Kmart, yeah, you know the funny store that went bankrupt and has like -2 stores left? So they still operate on their website, as most stores do, and you can buy Sonic stuff on there. That is if you're King fucking Midas, because these prices are absolutely insane. $54 for Jack's Mecha Sonic, $185 for Jazzwares 5-inch Classic Sonic, $601 for the OG Sonic Funko Pop, and my personal favorite, $421 for Jazzwares 3-inch Shadow. Stonks.
I'm Thwee.
Here are some old and crusty Tomy Sonic prototypes from the early 90s. These are original wax sculpts that were made in order to make those big boy figures, which make any sane human weep of enjoyment while they see them, but they're just so odd looking. They look so slightly off model, it just looks weird. They're clearly based off these old 2 pieces of artwork from the early 90s, but they look like AI generated versions of them. These were up on eBay in 2019, and I don't think we ever actually found out who bought these, but hey, if you got any info or you own them yourself, I'd love to hear below.
Get out of the head!
Lisa Sonic is real. In The Simpsons comics issue 110, there's this page where it's all the main cast morphed into video game characters. And if you can somehow take your eyes away from Luigi Flanders, you'll find Lisa Sonic in the bottom. Such majesty cannot exist on this plane, we must be dreaming.
Don't be a fool, monkey!
Jack's figures are pretty great, but as we all know, Omega is downright perfection. However, despite this man's godlike status, he actually had a bit of a redesign at one point. The original release of Omega had his eyes colored both gray and black, which is accurate to how he looks in TSR and Forces. However, he was actually updated shortly after this release to have fully black eyes, like what he had in Sonic Heroes. I don't know which I prefer, but I'm sure right now you're all frantically looking at yours to see which version you have. You're welcome.
She's not fit to be a mother! I saw her doing lines of coke in her dressing room!
There's been quite a few Sonic air hockey tables released over the years. Firstly, there's this one, which is probably the most well-known, having this piece of 2D Sonic art all across it. Then there's this updated one, which has a render instead, as well as this 4-way one I found, which has Knuckles, Tails, and Amy crammed on it. And plus there's this newer retail one, which allows you to impale your brother's eye socket with your Sonic air hockey disc from the comfort of your own home.
Are you purposely trying to use words that assert your male privilege?
So as it turns out, Sonic movie director Jeff Fowler actually has quite the Sonic collection. He's got some sick posters of the Sonic 2 cast, some Mint and Box Jax figures, the first 4 figures modern Super Sonic statue, and first 4 figures legit just sent him a brand new Shadow statue just kinda cuz. I mean, man oversaw the creation of Agent Stone, I mean, he deserves it.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better!
So considering how Sonic Forces was, it should come as no surprise that they would mess up a completely random thing like give a random character another mouth when it literally does no reason to actually have 2 mouths. Shadow at the end of Sunset Heights has 2 mouths. Of course he does.
I hate it here.
So on the second 2.5-inch Jack's Tales figure, they gave him a spinning tail so all the neckbeards would have to buy another one. And they did a really good job with this paint and it made it look all blurry like they were actually spinning. Though on a few product images, an early version is shown, which had no such paint effect, being flat orange and looking pretty bad. Man looks like he got banana tails.
There was a misinput. Calm down! You calm the f down! There was a misinput!
If you ever wondered how Jack's figures are made, then look no further than these. These are some 3D models created to sculpt and print the figures, made by Rafa Knight. They're super high quality and have like 48 bajillion polygons it seems. And if you look closer, you can really tell that these actually became the figures. Like just the slight details that you can't really notice on first glance, but once you see them, you can never really unsee it. Such a cool oddity we got to actually see these.
We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
In GTA 5, there's an absolute load of references crammed into the map. However, none compared to the jewelry shop known as Supersonic, with the tagline, the ultra-fast ring dealer, and a gold ring as their logo.
That's right. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
Cartoon Network has actually used fan-made Sonic renders without permission before. In 2014, one of Nabrockrock's Sonic Boom renders was used on the Cartoon Network website to advertise Sonic Boom. Like, did Sega not give them renders or something? Or did some random intern just Google funny blue handkerchief man into Google and click on the first result? Like, imagine being him in 2014 and finding out they used your render for absolutely no reason. I mean, it must have been pretty flattering, I guess. There was actually a relatively obscure collector's edition bundle for Team Sonic Racing when it came out. Only in Europe and Australia you could get this exclusive version of the game which contained the Sonic Totaku figure. It's Totaku. I always mess up the name, damn it. There's nothing special about the figure itself, it's just a re-release of the original, though it came in a slick new box, which was completely different, not having the bubble card design and instead just being this cube, and it had the Totaku logo imprinted on the front. Pretty epic if you ask me.
I swear to God, if I can crossbreed my Miis.
Sega made this poster for Shadow the Hedgehog for their 2005 E3 booth. It's nothing crazy or anything, being the shot where Sonic falls over beneath Shadow. It is somewhat interesting though, since it is a whole wide shot of the frame, and you get to see a lot more of this absolutely iconic moment in gaming history. And as this guy on Reddit once pointed out, it makes for one damn cool wallpaper.
No.
In the trailer for Hello Boss Season 1, one of the shots included is from the at that point unreleased episode, Ozzy's. However, the shot has Blitz being thrown against a wall by Verostica, and he's wearing his usual getup he wears in all the other episodes. But in the actual episode, he wears his jacket that he wore to the club. This even happened again in the trailer with the shot where he gets thrown into the dumpster. Rather odd.
I'm a really good lawyer.
There is a Sonic reference in Pony Life. In Season 1, Episode 13, Rainbow Dashel Robert Parr drinks a potion and then her hair goes back behind her head and she gets, like, quills out of her... she has, like, quills on the back of her head and then her legs, they start spinning around in circles and she does a super peel out. The section's over and now I can never talk about Pony Life ever again.
Habibi, 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 habibi.
So I was at Dollar Tree a few months ago and I found something rather interesting. I found the Jones Orange Cream Soda flavor on shelves and available to the masses, which I found rather odd considering that was the flavor their Tails drink was in their extremely limited Sonic Mania promotion. I don't know if this was like a pre-existing flavor before that or they've released this before or whatever the deal is, but I guess if you want to know what might have been, you never got a chance to drink these, which I doubt you did. Check Dollar Tree, I guess.
Yeah, take a minute.
Okay, I'm like 80% sure that Sonic showed up in the Muppets movie. There's a scene where this lady shows the Muppets a chart of popular things at the time, including such wonderfully aged things like Justin Bieber. But off to the right side, you can see this dot here, which, I mean, I can't read what it says because the camera's so far away, but like, that's him, right? He's got the muzzle, the eyes, the red swirl for legs. That looks like him. I mean, this was the early 2010s. Sonic probably had enough clout at that point to be recognized, so I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I don't know, this is just so weird.
And that's why we don't have tickets for wrestling, because all you can think about is Benson's crank.
On April 6, 2018, the Sonic Twitter account did a real one when they recreated a scene from Sonic Boom using Tomy figures. They remade the joke where Eggman's on the TV roasting Sonic in 8K using Tomy figures, and it is lit. Also, one of the backgrounds is just like an IRL pic of grass for some reason. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Damn! Hasbro has technically made Sonic movie merchandise. Let me explain. So, For Sonic 1, Paramount did a bit of recycling with the props, and as it turns out, Eggman's truck he uses throughout the film actually originates from another Paramount film, being Transformers Age of Extinction in 2014. And for the film, they customized a Freightliner Argosy to act as the Transformer Galvatron when he's in car mode. Yup, Eggman drives a goddamn Transformer. But here's the thing, since these movies were so marketed, of course Hasbro made toys based off Galvatron. So technically, Hasbro made a figure of Eggman's truck from the first film. Boom. And I mean, yeah, you could totally repaint this. It looked just like Eggman's truck. Though here's the question we're all really asking here. When is the Sonic Legends line coming out? So that is yet another 20 absolutely useless facts about Sonic Hot Deg. As I said before many times, these are always my favorite videos to make. So much fun going around the internet and talking about random Sonic crap. Next video is probably going to be my End of 2022 special, and I think you're all really going to like it. And anyways, thanks again to Bayou for sponsoring the video, and God, Fracture sucked. You just sat there doing nothing for 40 minutes. I mean, come on.